I was taught, and I think it really actually helped me, I would say I am a soul painter. I'm like a dreams painter, how we communicate, how we do things in life, and that no matter how that feeling, okay, I'm ready to get it out, and the body is super, super.
Hello, and welcome to another creative conversation. I'm Aaron Jack of Aaron Jack on my YouTube at Aaron Jack Arts. There we go.
Hi.
Hi. Inspired to keep going with your painting over these years.
What keeps me inspired? It's actually life, life itself. I mean, I a certain type of obsession, so I can't really survive, even though I'm going for vacation. I'm taking some other somewhere for just a longer trip. For a shorter trip, I can survive, but for the longer one, it's helping me on so profound levels that I can't even say. Daily practice of calligraphy and calligraphic gestures, which I do. Even though sometimes I have very little time, I try to find every day some moments here and there in between my and cautiously active, and like I really work with that. But calligraphy slows me down. I for bigger projects, yes.
Well, let's look at some of your work around
Uh-huh.
your studio as I'm really excited. How did you get into the gestures and go further into your gestural work? Because you were speaking about how
I felt that I'm following the path which I was taught to be followed, right? And was maybe making them feeling heavy, and so it's not like that right now. I would say that it all changed with my son when he was born. I was practically forced to practice watercolors because, he wasn't sleeping very well. He wasn't, he really needed my attention. So, of course, he was a baby, he needed mom. And I realized that my practice, is going to change drastically. And a lot of curators or people from outside the world were telling me, like, you're not going to exhibit anymore because you're a mom right now, so just forget it. But after it took me a long time to actually deal with that feeling, and I realized, all right, so let's do it differently. And so I did like a small formats, small things, very light and more, let's say, uh, just more spontaneous, more fluid, more. I was taught, and I think it really actually helped me, in a lot of ways. So I
or flow within this new style that you've evolved into. Like what was that? What was that
I became a part of the process, and I was just guided, in a sense. And then I stepped back and I had a conversation with my painting, and the painting was talking to me a little bit, So we had our private moments here. And then from that, I realized, yes, okay, oh, this is still heavy, it has to be painted. And those things, can be done differently. Let's just do it. And I wasn't afraid within myself to destroy the work and do it all again, before. Very interesting idea. Or question, I too bad. And then I had all these feelings about letting my painting go to the other people, sell it. I don't have this anymore. It can be done differently. Let's just do it. And I wasn't afraid within my.
really like to have for myself, and then
Mhm.
there's and then everything else can be sold.
Have a reflection for myself, or this is where I was and this is where I want, where I progress. When they see my paintings, or even people who come to my shows, they see and feel who I am. Like they can feel who I am. That it is, look for me, I'll be in the garden. And that painting is about my escapism. So inside the process of the painting, or inside my thoughts, that I forget everything else, and sometimes I just have to literally call myself back and say, "Okay,
Yeah.
yeah."
Hmm.
And you didn't call me. How
No,
come?
I did. I did. You were out of town.
Oh, that's often, right? Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Painter. I would say I am a soul painter. I'm like a dreams painter, dreamscape painter. I would call myself a dreamscape painter. It's like a when they look into each other's eyes. And I love that. And I'm so hungry for it. Like when I can do that, I feel like it's a instant feedback. Especially I do also the art therapy sessions, but even like normal sessions, normal lessons. Sometimes it's just about nothing, but sometimes it's about everything. And that's when there is about everything, there is just a moment when you feel that you belong to inspire people or just give them a little bit of uh, ideas to think about. Like when I can do that, I feel like it's a instant feedback, especially with friends of mine. I have two friends I do retreats with, yoga teachers, and one of them is my it's fantastic. But it's just a dream to come true. So
Wow. How did you get into the art therapy aspect
I think if I can say that what I am trying to do is I always try to find the way how the person feels about themselves and who they really are and what they want to become. And I'm trying not to put myself into it, like I'm trying to observe, oh, what can I do here? How can I observe or how can I help this person to become who they really want to be? Like I'm trying not to just project myself there, so it's coming out naturally. Yeah.
How did you find that for yourself? Like who you want to become? Was that through your art or how did that play off of your art in your own becoming who you wanted to be?
I think that I'm still looking for it. I'm still searching. I'm still trying. It's more. It's on a black canvas as well. And underneath this painting, there is a written poem of Paul Eluard about two people. When I come closer, then you can actually see that. And the name of the painting is Two Little Twos.
Of your art in your own becoming who you wanted to be?
I think that I'm still looking for it. I'm still searching. I'm still trying to uncover parts of me which I don't know, or I don't know that better, or it's still plenty. Neuroscientist, my colleague and me, we created a project called The Traces of the Unseen, which you would be actually super interested about because it's a calligraphy. The processual calligraphy is on the body. It's not on the canvas; it's on the body, and it actually the calligraphy shows how the wound is exposed, how the trauma is exposed. The processual calligraphy is on the body. It's not on the canvas; it's on the body, and it actually the calligraphy shows how the wound is exposed, how the trauma is exposed. But before that, before I do this calligraphy, I have a interview with the participants, and this whole project is documented by my friend photographer. Comes together, step up for me. Like I think this is also something I discovered because one day on the beach. I was drawing on myself, and just was drawing in my hand and realized that I like that a lot. And then I realized, well, what does it help me with? It helps me to make things a little bit more um, conscious to realize what I'm feeling, to acknowledge them. And so naturally it led into that idea of the project. I approached Ivana, that heartfelt thing, but um, you know.
What did you learn while you've been in the process of making this work? Because it sounds like quite
No matter how hard how hard we try or how we want ourselves, there is still a blind spots we don't see, and there is only possibly to realize them or to acknowledge them by a third party or the third person, helping us to make things a little bit conscious, or the situation which is also third party. But sometimes we think how fantastically we are doing and how things are great until a breaking point, right? Or trigger, or just a small thing that helps us to realize, well, this is probably an illusion, or this is just something what I'm projecting. So, um, and and the momentum of that feeling, how trauma actually is in the body and how it lives in the body, and how painfully uh, it's sitting there, and sometimes it's just sitting there for years and wants to get out, and we help, we on contrary, we push back and push back and push back. And then one moment it years and wants to get out, and we help, we on contrary, we push back and push back and push back. And then one moment it comes, that feeling, okay, I'm ready to get it out. And the body is super, super smart and super, it talks to us, and we don't listen sometimes, So this is what I realized. Like, it was a very beautiful project. Very painful, very beautiful. Me a lot. I mean, I can talk about it for ages, but there is a second part of this project, which was where we call all the participants, the women, which willingly actually participated in the project, and we took them to the nature, and they share their experience over a half a year, how their situation changed, and how we helped them to make the trauma conscious, So it was beautiful. It was really beautiful, and the power of sharing, like the sharing of the experiences.
How did the art play into the uh, the process and their
Because one of the participants, for example, one of my friends, she came to my studio. We did the session. Ivana took the pictures, and I was painting her, and I was listening to the story, and it was silence. I was painting her body, and I painted her face, painting her uh, chest area, her hands, the entire upper part. And she said, well, after, like I said, you can either take it off, it's ink, or you can keep it. So she kept it. She went out like that. And she said, so I was walking through the mall. People were staring. And she said, so I was walking through the mall. People were staring at me, and I felt like a warrior. I felt like a tiger, like a beautiful tiger. And I said, okay, it's gorgeous. So it's fantastic, It's I think that the beauty of it affected everyone. The beauty of the process, but the beauty of the effects of the aesthetics. And I can actually believe in art, So it's amazing. uh, I really try to work on this, and this project helped me to.
KARTS, where you can find the archive where I've interviewed over 200 other people in the art world and cultural leaders of all different types. And Andrea, where can everyone find that you would like to leave everyone with some ideas?
That art heals, art connects us, and stay true to art and true yourself.